Imagine a single grain of sand. Now imagine 10 grains, 100, 1,000. It still feels small, insignificant, but keep stacking them. Soon, you create a mountain. That's how wealth works. Most people can't even comprehend the scale of money at the top of society. A millionaire looks rich. A billionaire exists in another universe. The difference between someone earning a paycheck and someone controlling industries isn't just hard work. It's understanding a different game entirely. And right now, you're probably exhausted. Maybe you wake up every morning to an alarm you hate. Maybe your degree promised opportunity, yet your bank account still feels empty. Bills arrive faster than your salary. Debt hangs over your head like a storm cloud. You tell yourself, maybe one day things will change. But deep down, you're starting to wonder if they ever will. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the world, a 24-year-old launches an app and becomes a millionaire overnight. A teenager uploads videos from a bedroom and builds an empire. A startup founder sells a company and earns more in one deal than most people make in 10 lifetimes. And it frustrates you. Because nobody taught you how this actually works. You were taught to study, to obey, to get a stable job, to survive, but not to build wealth. So eventually, people convinced themselves of comforting lies. They were lucky. They had connections. They cheated. The system is rigged. And yes, sometimes life is unfair. But what if there's another truth nobody explained to you? What if wealth isn't random? What if there's a pattern behind it? A system, an equation. Not a guaranteed shortcut, but a repeatable path. A path hidden behind years of conditioning. Because the truth is uncomfortable. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money, without ever understanding how money is actually created. And once you finally understand that, everything changes. So before we continue, ask yourself one question. Do you want comfort or freedom? Because the road ahead demands more than motivation. It demands that you completely rethink the way you see money, work, success, and your own potential. Part 1. From childhood, most people inherit beliefs about money without realizing it. If your family struggled financially, you probably absorbed fear around money. If your environment constantly said, rich people are greedy, you likely internalized guilt around success. School taught you how to memorize information, but almost nobody taught you how businesses work, how wealth scales, how markets reward value, how money flows. Instead, society handed you a simple formula. Work more hours equals earn more money. Sounds reasonable, until you realize something terrifying. Your income is tied to your time, and time is finite. That means no matter how hardworking you are, there's a ceiling. A person earning hourly wages can work harder, but they cannot multiply themselves. This is why so many hardworking people remain financially trapped. Not because they're lazy, because they're operating inside a system with limited scale. Meanwhile, the wealthiest people on earth learned a different equation. They stopped selling time and started building value. Part 2. The real rule of money. Here's the truth almost nobody explains clearly. Money follows usefulness. That's it. The market rewards people who solve painful problems. The bigger the problem, the bigger the reward. Think about it. Why does one company become worth billions? Because millions of people voluntarily give it money. Why? Because it improves their lives somehow. Convenience, entertainment, speed, status, connection, efficiency. Every successful business is fundamentally solving something. A ride-sharing app solved transportation friction. Streaming platforms solved convenience. Online shopping solved accessibility. The internet rewarded whoever made life easier, faster, or better. That means wealth is not created by chasing money directly. It's created by becoming valuable to large numbers of people. And suddenly, the world starts looking different. Instead of asking, how do I make money? You begin asking, what frustrates people? What wastes their time? What problem keeps repeating? Because hidden inside frustration is opportunity. Part 3. Why most people never escape. Here's where most people fail. They discover a skill, but never escape trading time for income. A photographer charges per shoot. A trainer charges per session. A freelancer charges per project. And while there's nothing wrong with that, they still built a cage around their time. If they stop working, the income stops too. True wealth requires scale. Scale means your effort can reach thousands or millions without demanding your constant presence. That's why technology changed everything. One video can reach millions. One software product can serve the world. One idea can spread infinitely online. The internet created leverage unlike anything in human history. But leverage only works when paired with value. And this is the part people avoid hearing. The market does not reward effort equally. It rewards impact. You can work 14 exhausting hours doing something easily replaceable, or spend 2 hours creating something that changes thousands of lives. The market only cares about results, not sacrifice, not intentions, results. That's why solving meaningful problems matters so much. Part 4. Building something that outlives you. Eventually, a powerful shift happens. You stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like a builder. Builders create systems. Systems work even when they sleep. That could be a business software, digital products, content, investments, platforms, intellectual property. The goal is no longer, how hard can I work? The goal becomes, how much value can this create without depending entirely on me? That's where freedom begins. Not luxury, not private jets. Freedom. The freedom to choose your mornings. The freedom to spend time with family. The freedom to say no. The freedom to breathe without financial panic controlling your decisions. And ironically, that's what most people wanted all along. Not money itself, but what money represents. Control over your life. So here it is, the equation nobody explained clearly. Find problems, create solutions, build value, scale it, repeat. That is how wealth is created. Not overnight, not magically, and not without failure. You will fail, repeatedly. You'll doubt yourself. People will misunderstand you. Some ideas won't work. Some risks will backfire. But every failure teaches you something the classroom never could. And eventually, if you stay in the game long enough, you stop chasing money entirely, because you realize money was never the destination. Freedom was. The freedom to live life on your own terms. And maybe, just maybe, that journey is worth the struggle. If this message connected with you, remember this. Don't obsess over becoming rich. Obsess over becoming useful. Useful people create value. Value attracts opportunity, and opportunity changes lives. Your future may not change overnight, but one decision, one idea, one solution can alter the direction of your entire life forever.